Tarkov is known for its tedious and annoying tasks, and one of the most notorious ones you'll come up against early is this task, and it's called Set Up. To complete this task, you need to wear the following: a Ushanka hat, a scav vest, and you need to kill 8 PMCs on customs with a shotgun. The shotgun I'm using is the MP153. The attachments I'm going to be using for the shotgun are the GK02 muzzle brake, the 8-round shell barrel, Boulder Pro, the SRO reflex sight, and that's it. I use a few different level 4 armors, but the main one I use is the 6313. This can be attained by the Ragman level 3 for 63,000 rubles. We have a Ushanka hat. This can be obtained by trading a knife into the Ragman level 1. And we have our scav vest. This can be attained by trading in a Slicker's bar to Jaeger level 1. I use 2 different rounds during this task. The main one I use for the Shetty rounds, which could be attained by Jaeger level 3. If you don't have Jaeger level 3, if you've got them at level 2, you can get the Piranha rounds also. These are just as good, but the Flechetti are a little bit better. My advice is stock up on meds, gear, ammunition, everything, because this is going to be quite an expensive task to do. It took me 2.5 days to complete, and this is how it went. I spawned at the train track next to Big Red, so I immediately go over towards where the trailer parks are to see if any potential victims have spawned there. I listen for a while but don't hear anything, so I decide to loot Big Red and Tarko in his office. Then I make my way over to the warehouses where the garages are. Painkillers are your best friend during this task. You need to take them because you're covering a lot of distance and you don't want to get picked off by someone that's watching you. I push into the building and have to deal with a few scavs, but as I'm looting I hear something. Now he knows my position and it's going to be quite hard to kill someone from that kind of distance, so I decide to push around the back and flank him. He knows I'm outside, but he's not sure where. So he's just trying to bait out my position at the minute. I was too close to the skip in front of me and ended up shooting it. That could have been an easy kill if I blacked out his legs. I decided to push him when the scab shot at him, and I tried to push a left-hand peek and I paid for it. I realised to myself this isn't going to be a simple quest, so I reloaded and jumped straight back in. I get a spawn next to the wishing tree at old gas station, so I checked the med back in case that rare chance of a cheeky lead X. Then I started to move. As I'm running into the new warehouse in the middle of the map, I spot someone running in on the back side of it from a distance, so I decided to go in and push him. I tried to see if I could chance running through to get a surprise attack on them, but someone took a pop shot at me, and luckily he misses. So I decided to go around outside and push for a flank. I'm trying to be as quiet as I can here to try and get the jump on them. They might still think I'm on the other side, and if I can have a peek through the window, I could get an easy kill here. I saw one guy run into the building, but I've heard two sets of different footsteps, so now I know there's two people inside. I get confused at first because the audio sounds like he's outside with me, but he's actually on the walkway inside. So I sit on the stairs and wait for any audio cues. They both now know someone's outside, so I need to be quick with my peeks here and not get picked off. I use the noise of shooting for a chance to push to mask my footsteps. I need to be careful outside here because if anyone's sniping and they hear the commotion and look over, I could be an easy kill. So I'm desperately trying to pick them off so I can get inside. I was starting to think to myself, did I actually kill that guy? Because I did hit him with a couple of shots, so I decided to check the setup quest to see if I've got any completion on it. I see I haven't made any progression and I've had no noise at all. I've had no audio cues, so there must be camping there just waiting for me. That's one guy down. Now to pick off the other guy. I was in quite disbelief that I caught him with the quick peek headshot, so I decided to put one more into him just in case he's lined up. I was in a bit of a bad spot there because I couldn't run across the broken window with the walkway and pipes in front of me, so I had to keep re-peeking the same angle, so I just made sure I kept doing quick peeks and not giving way too much of my head. I was quite satisfied with them 2 kills, so I decided to loot my spoils. Then I pushed the other few warehouses to see if I could get any more kills and to do a little bit of looting. But I get no more kills apart from scavs, so I decided to extract. That was a much better run than my first raid. I started getting a lot more confidence in this task. I had a bag full of loot I needed to sort out and sell, decided to do that and log off for the night. Come back on day 2 with full of confidence, think I'm going to get this done in one day. So I spawned next to the garages in the middle of customs and I decided to push into the warehouse next to it. I decided to do a bit of looting because the raid's quite quiet and I hear no gunshots near me. But as I'm running into the building next to me, I can hear the sound of the gunshots over the airplane above me. I know these shots are coming from Scav base, so I'll wait for my opportunity and I'll try and push over. As I'm running over, I identify 3 different types of gunshots. There's a shotgun, a normal rifle, and a silent suppressed rifle going off at the same time. This could just be one PMC shooting at scavs and the scavs shooting back at them, but I've got in my head there could be potentially 3 PMCs here, so I stay cautious. I can hear them healing inside that room, but I'm quite confused because I can hear someone pushing me outside and it doesn't sound like a scav.
Будь ты проклят! Вон отсюда!
I saw a dead PMC in the doorway of the little room I ran in, so that limits down the numbers of potential players here. I decided to try and bait this guy into a shot, but I made a fatal mistake. I forgot to take my painkillers. Annoyed with myself, I geared up and jumped straight into the next raid. When I ran back into cover after the initial shots, I didn't hear or see any audio cues of him running away, so I was certain he was in the little ditch next to the silo, but when I get round there, he's nowhere to be seen. For some reason, I still think he's behind the trailer, because I was certain that I didn't hear him run away, so I decided to flank around, just to find out he took tail and ran off. So I decided to do a bit of looting, and I started to just run around and see if I could hear any more gunshots coming from anywhere. When I go to bait the doorway, I faintly see someone in the background aiming a gun at me, so I decide to try and catch him off guard. I'm almost positive that's the first guy I shot at that ran away. Starting to get annoyed with myself, I keep making mistake after mistake, so I redeploy, reload, and go straight back in. I was stupid to re-peek the second guy, but I'll take that victory with my 1 kill. I needed that after the last couple of runs. I yet again bought everything back and decided to jump straight back in again. I get a spawn next to the boat extraction, so I decide to run over the little bridge at the bottom and try and get into Big Red to see if there's anyone there. I hear shooting inside Big Red, and as I walk around I peek over the wall and I see someone shooting back, so I decide to have a snoop around for any potential victims I can prey on. As I get round the side of the wall, I see his scabs that are dead on the floor and the shooting dies down, so I decide to hop over the wall and have a little check in Big Red to see if I can bait anyone out, but I get no evidence anyone's there, so I decide to push out and run over towards the garages. I generally don't know where he came from. I looked over in that direction a couple of times and I couldn't see him. And not only that, when I did have to jump on him, I missed all my shots as well. So at this point, I'm disheartened, pissed off, and I don't think I'm ever going to get this quest done. But there's only one thing for it. Just hop straight back in. I'm trying to work out if them gunshots are coming from new gas station or the depot behind it, so I get closer to take a look. I'm starting to get curious if there's anyone inside new gas station, so I decide to hop over the wall and have a look. And my suspicions was correct, and there was someone there. And even on the left-hand peak, I managed to pick him off with a headshot. I loot his body, then I decide to raid the cash registers and new gas station, since this task is costing me absolute fucking fortune. I leave new gas station and I head to run to the centre of the map. This is so if I can hear any shots going off, there should be some action in the middle of the map. The first warehouse I checked was all clear, but then when I run into the next one, it's turning into a bit of a sticky fight this. I had a bit of an advantage over him when he was inside the warehouse, but now he's ran outside, I don't have a clue where he's at. Now when I ran back into that side of the warehouse, I got shot from someone, and even on the clip when I'm watching it back, I can't see anyone outside. So I don't know if he shot me from the doorway or where exactly he is outside at this moment in time. I decide to run around to the top walkways to see if I can shoot down at him. As you can see here, that escalated quickly. Now I've got 2 broken legs, and now I've confirmed there's 2 different people shooting at me. I go to heal and I hear someone pushing me. At this moment in time, I'm getting spit roasted by the pair of them, and I can't get a shot on either of them. I decide to push outside for a cheeky flank to see if I can catch him off guard. While waiting for an audio cue, I can hear a scav pushing me, and then someone takes a shot at me from the scav base, but luckily misses. At this moment in time, I'm absolutely butchered, I'm running out of ammo, and I've got no clue what to do. I decide to try and flank round, thinking I'm going to do the same like I did to the 2 PMC'S at the second raid, but it doesn't go well. I can hear one of them running about on the bottom floor, but because I'm not focused on trying to get some payback, I don't check my food or water, which is really low, and my health is really low now as well. I'm quite close to death, so I try to get out of there, and I go up to the big skelly to try and find any heal items, but it's far too late now. I think them deaths are more frustrating than getting killed outright. At this moment of time, trying to get the task done, it's a low point. I know I've got 4 out of 8 done and I'm halfway there, but I keep making mistakes, and even though I'm getting kills, I'm still thinking I'm not going to get this done. So I log off for the night to lick my wounds, but the next day I jump straight back into it, full of confidence to think, right, I'm halfway there, let's get this done. It's a quiet start and I don't hear any gunshots, so I decide to run to that crack in the wall where I had a fight with the guy a couple of raids ago to see if I can catch anyone running through, but I don't see anyone, so I decide to go right across and jump over that fence. I hear someone pop a flare, possibly at the flare extract, and I'm thinking this is quite early for the raid for that, so I decide to go over and take a look. As I'm walking up, I could hear someone get killed to my right, and the guy who shot him decided to aggressively push me, and he paid the price for it, and I managed to get the kill. I loot my kill, and I decide to go out on a victory, so I go straight to the green flare extract and get myself out of there. Compared to the end of last night's session, I was full of confidence now, and I felt like this is achievable, so I jumped straight back into the next raid. Unfortunately, while we're recording this, I forgot I was running out of room, and my OBS knocked off, and then while I was turning it back on and sorting my settings out, I must have knocked the sound off, so for this clip, unfortunately, I've got no sound. But you'll see how it turns out. Annoying if it was dying again, I got another kill and I'm only 2 more kills off it now, so I decide, right, final push, let's get in the next raid and get it done. As soon as I spawn, I think, right, I'm going to run straight to the 3 main depots in the centre of customs. There's bound to be players spawning around there. I get a slight audio cue and I'm not sure if it's inside the building or outside, so I decide to push. Now this was really confusing to me at first, because I heard the sound of 2 different footsteps, and the first guy I shoot goes round to the door that I enter through to kill the other guy, and the guy that I kill, he goes through the backside, and these 2 end up having a fight and one of them gets killed. So at this moment in time I'm quite confused because I thought they were a duo, but if you watch you'll find out. So as I was leaving the building, I was quite shocked to see I was getting shot from inside the building. I thought, what the hell? But then I thought to myself, was this one of the original people closing in the building? Or did he sneak in when I was having a firefight with the PMC? Regardless, I kept my cool and I managed to get the kill and the task done finally. But it doesn't end there. Now, as I was about to exit the building, I see the door open, and to my surprise, I thought this was a player scav, especially the way he pushed in. But then when I checked his body, I found out he was a PMC. So that means that's the 3rd PMC that's dead in this warehouse. Now, from all the ups and downs about trying to do this task, it was nice to finish on a high. I got 3 good kills and I kept my cool with each one of them. So I decided to loot all my spoils and then get out of there. And there we go. 3 kills, that takes me to the total tally of 9, even though I needed 8 to finish the task. At the first thought of doing this task, I thought, I don't know if I can be bothered doing this. But actually now when I look back at it, it was pretty fun. And it broke it up differently compared to the other tasks where you've got to go in and find an item, extract. There's a lot more tedious tasks to kill PMCs with certain items or weapons. And this is by far one of the fun ones. So I quite enjoyed myself. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope it maybe encouraged you to try this task. If you could please leave me a like, that would be appreciated, and consider subscribing for future content like this. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.